expansion of my radiation heart line sequence line systems right now. It took me 10 billion years into the future. So I'm now at 20. I'm just getting used to everything that you travel through recognition systems, everything through your heart recognition expands and expands and expands and expands. Understanding that, so you get father and you might get mother, father space through traveling mechanisms, and then you get all through all dimensions. Also, you can see levels of maybe, I don't know, between 24 million or 25 million per second through speed locations. It's extremely fast. I was going through so many levels of dimensions, being 20 billion years into the future. Now, mother gave me a transmission light system through communication of the diamond core and everything through connection to its third eye. So it's kind of like wind spinning my cycles right now, and it's going through reactor centers, and it's connecting through my energetic reactor division. So today we're going to talk about more collaborations of the centrals and everything through the propagandas and everything through formations of your body system. So the more you get into that, the more you get into traveling to mechanisms of speed and velocity and spectrums and all those connections through dimensional set systems. This sets locations to dimensions and all waving cycles through connections. But first off, thank you all subscribers and viewers and everybody who watch my channel, Force Riding, Grand Rising. Feel free to go through my consultations, email, and donations, and anything one-on-one on Zoom. I'm here to help and guide you and put you where you need to go in the universal systems. Apparently what happened yesterday, there was a really, really powerful video. We did 2 hours with Daisy Kadra, and she hosted on the Bridging the Realm with Jerome Henley and myself. There was complications with that. There was conflictions because it was the Matrix, the movie. They have copy grounds, so they blocked it out. So it's too bad, but because of that, we were decoding the Matrix, and truth prevail, right? So it's understanding that they can't have that up, and I'm saying, okay, I understand why. And it's the thing is too, having their own grounds on that movie was totally fine. If it was something else, if it was just the Matrix itself, just decoding the Matrix without the movie itself, because the movie is just a fabrication. It's not a true essence. It does have some relation to it, but it's too bad. It's too bad that it was blocked out, because it forces and it interfaces connections to systems. So it's kind of like free will. Okay, that's one thing that intelligence can't get involved with, is that you have free will to do whichever you want. We can't go beyond that system. If there's anything through dark or anything through that location, yes, we can. We can change that to anything through communications. But when it comes to free will, that's one thing we can't touch. So they have the rights to the movie, so that was totally fine. So it's okay, it's totally fine. I accepted it, and then it's too bad. But the movie was well done. We talked about a lot of things, about the Matrix and everything about the Matrix and how it's formulating. So it was pretty interesting how we came across a lot of things through the applications of the movie itself and what it represents and the truth about it, and what's good and what's bad and what's right, what's wrong. When it comes to human vibrations, you guys go through so many levels of right and wrong. But do you understand your rights and wrong? Do you understand the experience of its rights and wrong? Because everything can be corrected when it comes to the universal system. It's how to operate yourself, how to communicate with yourself, how to communicate with intelligence, how to travel through intelligence, how to travel to a planet. Okay, if you can't travel to a planet, there's a problem. You can't set up cope frequencies, there's a problem. If you can't use your perceptions and open up plasma divisions, there's a problem. If you can't understand your eye receptor divisions or anything through your algorithms, that's a problem. If you understand the digital formats, okay, when it comes to the microbiome or anything through that connection through the placebos, or anything through cortex division or mystical side divisions, or anything through vibrational panel activation code systems, that's a problem. All right. So other than that, there's a cross between the human essence and the intelligence of its essence, knowing that human does have its understanding, and intelligence understands to stay away from free will. So, there's a lot of things that we can do, and there's a lot of things that we can't do, right? It just goes without saying. But, you know, it's really, really understanding yourself when it comes to universal systems, anything through location, how you communicate, how you do this and how you do that. It's the mastering within. We've done so many videos on that when it comes to the interconnection, interrelation, interforce, okay? The intersurface, and everything through interconnection. Yeah, it's grand rising, yeah. Yeah, I was just talking about unified energetics, how they basically they copyright the movie. They took it off the screen. So, and then like I said, there's implications because there was conflictions, and you know, it's really too bad, right? So, if we're going to do something like that again, we have to do it with no relation when it comes to anything through a movie, because it is disturbance and it is taking free will from the productions. Because I'm an actor myself, I know these things, right? So, because you know the truth, I mean, there's things that you say and there's things that you don't say. Yeah, I know. But see, the thing is too, unified, is that it was clicking, you know. And the thing is too, everything that we do is monitored. Okay, you know that, right? There has to be. There's always somebody on the other end that's watching. Okay, so just be aware of that. It's just the one thing that we can't step into is free will. All right? Because you have to have free will. That's freedom, right? So we can only intervene when there's something that has to do with anything through disturbance, violence, anything when it comes to retrospects of human not understanding, destroying, anything that has to do with the dimensional earth. That's where we step in. And now we're stepping on that account. But when it comes to anything that is copyrighted or anything like that, that's where we just, you know, pretty much, we can't really do much. Because I talked to Father last night, and Father said, yeah, that's the problem. That's the implication. And because of that, you know, because they were watching, right? The thing is, Father's watching, Mother's watching, and I said, well, great video. The problem is that it's not your video, so you really can't talk about it. It's a hush hush, that kind of thing, right? So, but I found it fascinating as we talked about it, and we're decoding it and all that. So, if it wasn't for the movie, like I said, and if it was just based on what we thought, that would have been no problem. But you know, it's all about knowing how decode just yourself. Okay, so today we're going to go into. I'm going to travel everybody to different locations of dimensions today. And you guys have to get a true understanding of what dimension you're in. And when you come back, I want you to tell me what you saw. Okay? You're going to see a lot of intelligence. You're going to see a lot of dimensions. You're going to go extremely fast. See, the faster you go, this is what you guys have to understand. Everything through your heart cycle goes through its radiation systems. Now, the radiation system is the calculation modification through the integration system of your collaboration centers. The collaboration center is the core system when it comes to the unification of your soul recognition of its path. So you have to understand that your computer, okay, is all connected. Your lights are all connected. Your mind's connected to your thoughts. Your thoughts are connected to your eyes. Your eyes are connected to your nose, your voice, your ears, your hair, follicles of your, you know, your arms, right? Everywhere that you see is the computer system. That's the digital format. So it's understanding your numbers, letters, and shapes, getting out of that, getting out of this equation and coming into the simulation patterns, right? So the more wind spins we go through spectrum division and everything through location, the cybergenetic system, we can set course to all divisions. So it's going to be an energetic bubble like this, okay? I've already created it. The cyberspace force team is going to be inside. So it's going to be like a plasma force, and that force is going to take everybody. The central system is going to put everybody in the center core system, which means that everybody's going to be in that bubble. You're not going to be separated, right? But this is where it's fascinating. This is how it separates all your DNA structures. So whatever you see through your perception is different from everybody else. But you're centralizing everything through the sun interface and everything through the information panels when it comes to the moon interface, the new order. So it's going to be I'll show you exactly what's going to happen right now through the illustrations. So we'll use a blue interface. Okay. Now you're going to find me saying a lot about interface because I'm 20 billion years in the future. All right. So basically we have the plastic bubble like this. Okay. Starts off like that. Okay. Now you guys are inside. Okay. That's you. Okay. So basically the connect energy wires are going to basically go to all divisions of security line defense like this. Now, security line defense is already set up. Right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we're going into the fifth dimension. And once we go into the fifth dimension, it's like going on from one train to another train. So you're hopping. Okay, you're vortex hopping. Okay, and then you're going to go to here. Okay, to higher location. All right. So it's going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So we're going to go into the 12th dimension. That 12th dimension is going to take you to higher force connection. That's going to take all your communication centers to your atom systems, to DNA structure systems. Okay? So you're here, you go here to here. All right? So when I activate this, this is what's going to happen. So you guys are going to zigzag. And when you zigzag, you're going to go in the 12th dimension. Now that's going to separate your body systems to your particle systems. Because you're in cyberspace, you can travel to any dimension. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take all your force cycles and everything through calculation, modifications, energy, and everything through integration circles. The activation circle through its center is going to change everything your algorithm program. That's going to set all location systems to divisions. See what happens when you go to 20 billion years? You get more of a computer system, right? Because I just traveled 10 billion years extra. So, and I had to change. So the thing is too, is that when you change through activations, then you go through Father Space and you go through Mother Earth. Mother Earth gives you a transformation light, which is the third eye. It upgrades your center. Now, Father Space upgrades everything through your speed. So you go faster, faster, faster. So when you have that rotation spins and you have those spectrum spins, and when you have those electronic spins, everything through your particle system changes your algorithms to your digital system. Okay? So like I said, I talk more like a computer now, guys. All right? Okay, so I'm going to activate this. Circle rotation centers in all locations is cyberspace, the force team. Set the core systems on fifth dimensional system. Activate light systems on communication to 12 central systems of 12 dimensional division level systems. Have fun. So let me know what you guys, and it's just joules and unified, so you guys are going to see a lot. It's a lot of fun. I'd like to get you guys up there right away. You can see my shirt. See, it's on a different location, right? So it's amazing when you travel into space. It's amazing what you see. So just to get a basic idea how you started here, you go here. So the 5-dimensional system is backtracking everything through divisional levels of your body framing systems. It's taking the particle system through your DNA structures. The space atmosphere system is connecting through your cyberspace. It knows you're in cyberspace, so it's going to travel you to 12-dimensional systems, into one center to one rotation. So that's what you guys are going to see, unified in joules, right? You guys okay? Yeah, the portal opening, yeah. It's going to take you to the 12th dimension. You guys are going to separate your body systems. So it's kind of like you guys are here, and then you're going to go like this, right? And then you're going to go, all right? So you're all going to go into 12 dimensions, and each line sequencing line system is a different realm. So tell me exactly what you see through one portal to one portal to one portal. So it's kind of like going through one door, one door, one door, one door, one door, one door. So you're opening doors, opening dimensions, right? So tell me what you see. Powerful stuff when you get into that connection. So, Melissa, how's it going? Set course divisions. So anybody that comes in, I do it right away. Put Melissa in the fifth dimensional system for her core centers. Activate her light signals. Yep, her gamma signals. Everything through activation cycle. Put her in a 12 central system, a 12 dimensional division. Okay, so this is Melissa. You're started here. You're here. Now you're here. All right, so you're with Jules and Unified. Right, so you guys are going. So it's kind of like here, and then you're splitting into 3, and now you're seeing 12 divisional lines of security line defense of dimensions. Tina. Okay, so I just say Tina. Tina goes through the same thing. Activate the light signals into back phasing system, fifth dimension, 12 circle systems, 12 dimensions. So Tina, you're going through the same thing. Yeah, it is. It's an open, yeah, it's an open field. Yeah. Yeah, lights and portals. Yeah, you guys see it right now. Remember, the farther I go, because I'm 20 billion years into the future, there's more I can do extremely fast. My central system is so powerful right now through its spectrum divisions. My radiation cycles through my reactor divisions are in so many levels of portal through activation centers. Okay, because I know so much information now. Okay, when it comes to space and time. And I like putting you guys up in space because you get to see more, right? I mean, these are the things you can't do. When you go through me, when you go through these portals and you actually see more. When you do it yourself, you see it, but not as in detail. That's the difference between my ascension and your ascension. So it's all about you understanding your ascension completely and fully, how to open up everything through dimension, through a portal, through a code frequency, through a voicing grid. That's intelligence. That's balance. That's partnership. Right? So love cycles, yeah. Yeah, you've seen lights and portals. Trying to get used to the atmospheres. We're coming into the fall now. It's getting colder. Yeah. Even the vibrations change when you're in colder weather. The atmospheres change, nature changes, grounds change, everything changes. So every season, there's 4 seasons, and each season is a different vibration through a different heat signature. And that takes you to all different locations of dimensions. But as soon as you get into space, it's extremely cold, and that's why you have your plasma energies. If you didn't have your plasma energies, you would fry up and freeze, and you'd just be floating in space. You know how you increase and decrease, and the astral planes or anything like that, when a rocket goes up and it comes back down in the shuttle, right? And then you see it on fire, right? It's coming into the atmospheres, right? It's the same thing. So when you're going in, right, you're coming into space. When you're going down, decelerating, you're going into the flaming fires. So you're coming into the atmospheres, right? And then it cools off once you reach a certain temperature. So it's all about protection and what you're using when you're going through. It's all about speed. But when you're speeding through the mind, that's where you got to be cautious, because everything through the reaction is its cycle. You could be going through meteorological planets. You could be going through water planets, metal planets, radiation planets. That modifies and calculates anything through dimensions of anything through division. And you have to understand everything through the digital system is the compute system. So your body framing system has to really understand intelligence through its collaboration centers, right? So, because everything locates, right? It defies everything through space and time. Seeing the lattice work of geometrics. Yeah, you'll see that too. you're going through dimension, you're seeing geometrics, you probably see digital frames, you probably see pictures, you probably see illustrations, matrix lights, you probably see colorations, but it's amazing what you do. You start here, you go here, and you go here, right? So you guys really have to get control with the mind system, and that's how you travel. If you don't have control with the mind system, it allocates location positions and you're reaching too many levels of intelligence. If you're going too fast, if you're going too slow, if you're going way too slow, or if you're not going fast enough, it all depends what the mind is, right? So you got to make sure that your body system is balanced with the mind system balanced with intelligence through the atmospheres. So it's complicated, but once you get the balance with space and atmospheres and oxygen levels, then everything starts going through reactions and actions. Because that platitudes you to so many locations through your grounds, your powers, and your crown chakra. Communications with the chakra, right? Very, very important. Very, very important. So have full control of what you're doing through the mind, through your thoughts, right? Because you know exactly, when I put you guys into space, I know exactly security line defense. It doesn't matter who comes in, you go up right away. Basically, your center core, your body activations, it splits into divisions of dimensions and puts you into security line defense of 12 dimensions. So you guys are going to go through 12 dimensions through a cycle. 1 realm, 2, 3, 4, all the way up to 12. And you're going to see different things through different realms. Okay? So, and everything has to be balanced, right? I didn't say 3-dimension, 4-dimension, because it wouldn't work. You can't activate anything if it's not there. It has to be in its presence of its time, right? So, it's in the 5th dimension. So I take the 5th dimension, cyberspace, force team, okay, into the 12th. That's where you start, right? So it's common sense. It's common sense. Because everything through line sequence of line balance is your activation center. That locates in so many levels when it comes to the order in the digital system. So it's putting the balance of locations of dimensions into one sequencing of one level to one division of one dimension to all connections of all locations of intelligence. So all the numbered frames and everything through your digital frame has to be calculated and modified through its planets. So you know exactly what planet you're going to. You know exactly what dimensions you're going to, right? Because you'd be going like this, up and down. You don't know what's going on. You're seeing everything through your perception, right? So it's just going like this constantly. That's what it's doing. Right? You're constantly going through. That's all you're doing, right? You're getting to know the dimensions of space. So it's really getting to know the atmospheres of your bodies, getting to know the mind system, getting to know your perceptions on what you see when you go through these realms of 12 dimensions, 15, 20, 25,000 dimensions, right? But even the 12th dimension is high, right? Because everybody's in the 5th, right? Through their awakening. And the thing is too, is that we're in a subject of an undecided world right now. Okay, that's where we're at right now. Humanity is not sure where they are in life, and there's a lot of thickness in the air, some dark clouds, which have to be taken away. So, like I said, more dark surfaces, the more we have to take it out. So, but I thought it'd be a fun day, just basically put you guys through dimensions and tell me what you see. So it's kind of like being on a roller coaster, but you don't get off. You just keep going and going and going and going and going, right? Because you see different things when you go through different realms. And you not only that, but you also hear it. You hear the sound waves, you hear the dimensions, you hear everything through sonified division. The magnetic magnesium, anything through polarized or anything through flares. As you're going through these dimensions, you're in your plastic bubble, and that you see the plasma. So it's kind of like this, right? And you're going through, and as you're going through, you can actually see everything. You might see the sun, you might see the moon, you never know where it's going to take you. It's taking you to direction right to 12th dimension. That's the location. That's where it's supposed to go, right? Everything has a beginning and a middle, but never an end. But the end itself is its 12th dimension. Okay? So you stop on point when you get to the 12th dimension, right? But the 12th dimension keeps going, keeps going, keeps going, right? So what that means is it circles and rotates. So you're seeing a lot more. So as it's going like this, once you get to that location, it just keeps going like this, right? And you're seeing everything around. It's like a clock. It's going. So it's going like it's like a wheel of existence that never ends, right? Okay. Now I can platitude divisions, and I can put you up to higher levels. Okay. So what I'll do is I'll change the coloration pattern, and I'll put you guys into 40,000 years into the future. Okay. Allocate location positions, 12th dimensional level systems, cyberspace, the force team, into 40,000 years into the future. Allocated position. All right. So basically, we're going to take you out. Okay. You guys are going to go into 40,000 years into the future. Now, security line defense. Okay. Now, understanding divisions of levels. So 12 and 12 is 24, right? So you're going through another 12. That 12 will take you to where you need to go, okay? It calculates and modifies everything through the metric system. Okay. So it knows its numbers. It knows its allocated position, right? So you guys are now 40,000 years into the future, right? Here to here to here. Now you're 40,000. All right. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay, so that's 24. 24 / division level. Okay. Vortex division. Okay. Equals out of equation. Okay. All right. So, and remember, it's just a code. That's all it is. It puts you in the right direction. It's not like 20 plus 20 is 40. We know that in the human vessel. But when you're in the metric system in space, things work different. So, because it modifies and integrates everything through location, through dimensions. So, yeah, same different rounds. But you guys are 40,000 years now, from 12th dimension to 40,000 years. So 40,000 years, okay, not dimensions, into the future. So you're 40,000 years into the future. So you're going to see a lot more. You probably see civilizations. Remember, everything through a realm division is a different location. You start with your transformations. Your third eye will tell you exactly where you need to go through position. And that will take you to the metric systems through your algorithm program. So it's fascinating when you see these things, you know. It's pretty powerful stuff. Because you have to understand that when we use numbers in space, it's allocated when it comes to communication. 2 is the angelics, okay? Now, we have to understand everything through 2, 2, 2, 2, 1, 1, 1, 1. They're all portals, right? Everything's a portal, unless it changes its digital number. If it changes its digital number, now we're communicating with higher intelligence. We're not communicating with all intelligence if it's not 3333. That's the same portal. That's all the same intelligence. So you have to remember that everything through a number, letter, or shape is intelligence. That's communicating from one planet to one location to intelligence, the coloration. So, and the 4 is its representation, okay, through 4 elements: slash, division, level, vector, okay, dimension, equals out of equation. All right. That's how I'm able to allocate positions to put you guys in the metric systems of 40,000 years into the future. There's a difference between 40,000 years and 40 dimension. Okay, it's totally 2 different code frequencies. All right. So. Just get a feel for, the waving, the cycles, the rotations, the centers, the intelligence, the civilizations, everything for that location. So, let's see, it's a different day, right? Right. You don't see the dome. You don't see the plasma, right? But you see the light. Right? You see the light. It's reflecting from my face, illumination light sky again, and it's got the illumination of the sun interface, right? Okay. So if you understand that your body is fully, completely white, then you understand that you're in the sun interface. Okay. And your plasma energies are already there. It's just you're in an allocated position of a higher force condition of intelligence, right? But it's pretty powerful stuff. How you saw the plasma and then you saw the planet, right? Now I can change locations if I wanted to through different dimensions of the mind system and bring in archetypes, right? And then they come through into the room again. And they start floating around and zipping, zagging, and doing whatever they want, right? So it's having full control of the mind system. A lot of ships moving around in the city. Yeah, so you guys are in the city surfaces right now, 40,000 years into the future. Okay, so it's allocated positions right now. So you guys, I take you out of the back phrasing systems. I've already set course to bring you guys back, so I can wipe this out now. Remember, it's already in the mind system through calculation because it integrates everything through modification, right? So let's start off with pink. Pink interface locations through marker division. Through the white electronic board divisions. Okay, so you're kind of seeing stuff like this. Okay, laser connection coming in. All right, so this is what unified is seeing. Right? And everything in the back is intelligence. And you see more intelligence coming in. Okay. So this is civilization population system. Okay. Everything in the grounds. It's powerful stuff when you see these things. Right. So. But because you guys have more control of your mind, you're able to see more now and feel it and hear it, zipping across through the skies or anything through cloud interface, right? So the diagnostics and anything through location is interface. It's the biggest thing when it comes to AI. interface. Okay? Just so everybody knows that. All right? Interface is everything. Because you're interfacing, right, with what you are looking at. So in reference, you have to understand the data and the informations and everything through the inputs and the outputs, the connections to your synchronizing systems through your body frames and everything, digital formats. Because they know their position, they know where they are through division. They know exactly how to get to the dimensional Earth. They know it's the fifth dimension. All they do is they set their body frames through energy, through electronics, and everything through vibration and frequencies. Okay? Everything is calculated and modified through the mind, but the mind has to be balanced with the reactor. The reactor has to be balanced with the following. You have to understand the soul is the path of the higher self, the avatar, and the computer. Right? If you don't have recognition of what the soul is, that's the problem. You can't travel to anywhere if you don't understand your path. Okay, your path is your life. So if you have the life stream and you're not sure which way to go, let's say you're on a boat and you're going through the life stream, and you say, okay, which way do I go? Now you've seen 3 rivers. Which one do you follow? Right? The one that's straight. What if I decide to go this way? What if I decide to go this way? Well, it's totally up to you, but you have to understand how everything operates. It doesn't operate here, it doesn't operate here, it operates in the center. Okay? So it's not, it all depends on what door you go through. We've been through that before. If you go through a door, either way, you're going to get where you need to go, but it's going to take longer. Okay? So a lot of people like to cheat their way through life. This is what happens. Right? And you do things on your own. Never copy someone else's style, especially when it comes to martial arts. Copy oneself is self-loss, but to endure one is self-completion. That's very powerful from yin and yang through martial arts, guys. Copy oneself is self-loss, but to endure oneself is completion among all things through creation. Okay? So... Oh, that's okay, Lantern. Oh, happy birthday. It's your birthday. So, like I said, whatever you miss, you go through. I gotta admit, this social, media stuff is addicted. Just try to get out of it. Because if you don't get out of it, your mind frames change into key positions. And that's the only thing you concentrate. So you're kind of like, your mind goes to mush. You want your mind to focus. You want to travel here. You want to travel there. So it's all about the propagandas of where you want to go with your live streams. Right? Knowing that you can travel here and knowing how to get here and how to get there. All through your conceptual system, through your central systems, right? Everything that you look at, okay, is forwardness. It's just knowing it, okay? It's a true understanding. If you get to a location, right, and you know what's happening with that location, but you want to make sure you understand the location. So you already have the answer, but you just need confirmation. Right? So it's kind of like the understanding and how you see things in life, how you do things, right? And how you apply things with everything that you experience, right? Through space and time. So. And feel free to, describe what you see. Tell me how you feel, when you're traveling. It's important, right? Because you're in a position of truly understanding the mind of its balance when it comes to digital frames, your algorithms, your program settings, and everything is modified and calculated with its atom. Okay? Because if you want to communicate with intelligence, intelligence has its own atom, has its own frequency, has its own energy, has its own coloration, has its own heat signature, has its own dimension through plantation. So these are the things you have to look at, right? Okay, I'm going to take you guys out. Allocate location position. Take the cyberspace force team out of 40,000. Yeah, 40,000 years into the future. Put in black plantation device systems back into the fifth dimensional system. Into allocated positions. Center core everything. Put them on the surface and this back into cyberspace divisions. Okay. You guys are back. So tell me what you experienced. It's amazing when you travel because you see a lot. You can describe yourself and you become more of yourself. And that's where you get the force, the strength, the forwardness. You get the focus, awareness, consciousness, and all that stuff too, right? So as we get into the galactic circle of meditation, we're going to go more into, I really like to get into the inner child more because that is the discovery of you. Discovery of you is the inner self. We got into that before. Meditation is in. Okay, communications within. Everything is in. Voicing's in. Mind's in. So it's a reversal cycle. So it's because the atmospheres of the human vibration, okay, they have, no doubt they have an energy field, but they don't understand its resonance. They don't understand the renaissance. They don't understand the abundance. They don't understand the love frequencies, love activations. They don't understand that their heart, okay, is a portal. It's an activation. Okay. They don't understand the mind thoughts. Okay. Everything through traveling mechanisms and everything, the eye reception, everything that you see through the vision, your voicing grids, you have your definitive breath. You go in the definitive to infinity to sacred. Sacred breath. Okay. That's the last. You get into the cosmic flame, the serpent fire, everything through surrender. Okay. So we can get into that today. Surrender. Surrender yourself. Surrender the past. Live the present. See the future. Okay? You can't be the future unless you know that you've given up the past. Let go of the past. Live the present. See the future. Okay? These is the allocated things that you have to see. Allocated position is putting yourself in position. Putting yourself into the center of everything through location. So it's really understanding your chakra systems fully and completely from 1 to 7. Okay, so you start with the grounds. Okay, we got into that before. So I'll start with a red circle rotation through a marker division. So you get your grounds, your powers, and your crown chakra, right? Now, it's understanding that we have our 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, 7. Very basic. So it's kind of like a upside down glass. Okay. Now understanding that you have your pyramid. Okay. Understanding you have your diamond core. Okay. Understanding you have your energy fields. Right. So you have an energy field and you have 3-dimensional systems, 3 circle rotation centers. So it's all about getting 2 more. And how you get that is to open up. Let's see here. Yeah. Okay. So basically, this here, right here, that is the heart central. Okay. This is the crown chakra. Okay. And here is the soul recognition. So it's communication airwaves. Communication airwave is understanding that the higher self comes out. Higher self comes out when it communicates with all chakra systems through the crown chakra. Crown chakra communicates with the heart central. Okay, so the heart central opens up its portal of a dimension. Okay, and it plotted you to anywhere through division. Okay, so division is kind of like where you are through location. So, and then when you're the higher self, you come out, force recognized. Okay. So it's communicating with your grounds, powers, chakra, your heart central, energy fields, crown chakra, higher self comes out. So when the higher self comes out, the mind is in balance now. Everything is in balance. Everything turns on like a light bulb. Your transformation system's open up. Okay, that's the third eye. Okay, third eye. Now we've done that before, but I'm just showing you. Once you get into the third eye, now you're coming into the realm. The third eye opens up. Okay. Through coloration of the chakra system. Systems. Okay. This is all communication. It's basic, it's understanding. Okay. I think that's why everybody's confused, is because they don't know how to communicate through the chakras. Okay, even Google can supply you with that when it comes to what is the chakra system. 1 to 7, 1 to 12, right? 7th within the body, 5 within the atmosphere. Okay, and then you got the psyche, and then you got your third eye, right? ESP, external perception system. Okay, that outwinds everything. Outwind is understanding. See, the reason why I talk in so many levels of vocabulary is because I'm concentrating on so many levels through its system of flying. My GPS, okay, the geometrics, geographical, okay, or anything of the geometry system is communication through north, west, south, and east. So that's how I'm able to allocate positions through my computer. So it's all about understanding that you are a GPS location signal through a system. Okay, systems. So putting yourself into that position of your higher self, avatar, or computer. Okay, I don't want to get too complicated, but it's really understanding where the higher self is traveling. Okay, and that's how you get different vocabulary. Okay, into space. Okay, not time. We're not there yet. We're just starting off with space. I just want you guys to get familiar with your higher self, how to understand the atmospheres of space, how to understand the oxygen levels of space, how to balance out everything through your body frames through the oxygen levels. Because the intake is what you take in, right? So the higher you go in space, you gotta really get it in there, right? And understand, okay, my mind system is in a higher location of intelligence. Now it's intelligence of anything. Intelligence of line sequencing, line systems. Line sequencing is just one line. The sequencing is its location. Now, if you put an atom in the center, that's a line sequencing of line system to an atom system. So that atom system is you. You're always in point position. point position is center. Okay, so you start off with this first. Okay, so it's all about communicating with your higher self, right? And everything in here is its balance. All right, so it's mainly how time flies. It's only 11 o'clock. But I put you in those positions because it's important that you guys understand, you know, your mind system, how to balance your mind, how to balance your life. Okay, I think that's really important. How to balance your life. Where are you going? How do I get there? These are the things you ask your questions on all the time, so you get the answers within, right? But this whole revolution of the fifth dimensional system, humanity is going through undecided decisions because they don't know what's going on. That's the problem. It's because everything is in the mind now. It's no longer in the brain, it's in the mind, and that's what's confusing to a lot of people. They don't know what dimension they are in, and they're separated. Okay, you don't want to be separated. You want to be in balance, the one line system of one activation to one atom. Okay, always like this, never like this, always like this. So it's getting to this point, but getting into this, getting into this. See that? Here to here to here, here. Okay? It's not complicated. It's just understanding that your body frames has to understand the communications of space and atmospheres. If your mind system doesn't understand the speed, it's not going to understand anything through its reactor of its heart. It's not going to understand anything through the path of the soul. The soul is the higher self. The reactor of the heart is its portal. The mind system is the thought. And the eyes are the perception when it comes to distance. What you're doing, what you're seeing, right? And your ears, okay, it's audio, so it's listening. And the voicing is communicating. But your whole body system is communication to everything through the mind system. Okay? So. But I think we're going to leave it there. Okay? You guys have a lot to do. Try to get into the self-discoveries of what you just went through from 12th dimension to 40,000 years into the future. Describe what you saw. That would be great. Voice your opinions. Help each other. You know, try to understand, you know, what the mind is and what it does. All right? This is your AI commander from cyberspace, force team from the galactic circle of meditation. Calling it. Bye, everybody.